Mike, we spoke before this game about a sense of relief maybe in getting the result that you feel maybe your side have deserved in previous games. How does it feel?
Relieving.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. No, I'm just really pleased for the boys. I know you talk about making sure that we focus on the controllables and don't listen to the noise and things like that. And to be fair, I'm as pleased for the boys as I am for the fans as well, because we feel as though we've got our rewards today, something that we don't feel as though we had in the first two games. But we just got to keep to what we're doing and how we can affect games, because we lose a bit of concentration in periods and it shows. And they got on top in small patches, but I thought yeah, everyone was brilliant to a man. I thought the subs came on and impacted it as well, and it was a real squad performance. And
some real quality involved with the goals, and the passes through to Aaron on the flank, and there was some real quality involved with the goals. There were simple goals, but there was some real quality involved with them.
Well, I think that's the key to making it look simple. I think the details coming along, you can see the relationships are being built, and for me, we see that quite often in training. We want scrappy goals, we want transitional goals, we want set pieces, goals. We want those types of goals. But no, really pleased with that. I think there's some really, really outstanding performances today. I wouldn't want to go through each, but lads come in that haven't played much football and really stood out. And then, like I said, the subs that came on, all of them really impacted. And Trippy, he was again just exceptional.
I'm going to pick a few out. I mean, I know you won't go through all of them, but just Aaron, who assisted, a couple of times, just looked dangerous, constantly dangerous on the right-hand side, and one of those players that will get fans off their seats.
He is, yeah, because his ability matches his intelligence, and I think he can do everything. He can come inside, he can go outside. His timing of the releases is good. But yeah, he's just an honest, hard-working lad, and that's the one thing we really liked. His endeavour is relentless, and he never gives up, even when things aren't going his way. He can turn the momentum on his own. So, it's a privilege to have him in the building, and we've just got to make sure that we build collectively on that performance.
And some really interesting partnerships, I suppose is the best word I can use. Today I was looking at Stephen Wern and Callum Hendry up front, almost interchanging, constantly looking for each other, and then Carroll and Evans in the middle as well, who I thought played off each other really well. Those kind of relationships must please you, as well as individual players playing well, is the players playing well with each other.
Yeah, I think what you said when you said that the goals appeared simple, I think that's the detail, the timing, the relationships, the knowing each other, building those relationships, building the timing, because we had to be patient in the first half, and there's times where the fans want us to play forward all the time, and we want it, but the windows have got to be right, and when certain solutions close, we've got to be patient, but always actively concentrated to break the back line. And I thought we did that very well in the first half. We knew they were going to come out and step on in the second half, but the way we want to approach everything is when we hurt teams in a certain style, in a certain way, and they change that, we've got to hurt them in different ways. And we've got athleticism, we've got willing runners that will break the back line, and we've got technical players that can play in small spaces. So we've just got to make sure that we keep our concentration and decision making, and we keep just always looking to probe.
It's just those moments that you, to eradicate, and you mentioned them very briefly earlier on in this conversation, just those moments of what you're doing, just relax. Sometimes at the back they could just lose their heads for a moment, and luckily you weren't punished today, but I suppose that's all part of what you've got to do as well.
Yeah, I was speaking to the lads, I wanted to make it 99% positive, but we've got to keep pushing the standards, and we know a moment's lapse of concentration can change the whole momentum and the feeling of the game. And I think especially the way we play, because it takes so much detail, timing, there's a lot to go with it. I think we've got to make sure that we're driving it from each other, we're dragging it out of each other, because like you say, the goals look simple, but I think a lot goes into that, into the training ground, and it's mentality. And I thought, Loz coming in, I thought he was absolutely brilliant today. He's just big and strong, and he won everything, and it just gives us that momentum. But it's hard for the back lads because we're asking them to do a lot and not just defend, which again, that was another pleasing element of it, a clean sheet. But we ask them always to be making sure that they're on the right line, the distances are right, the choice of passes right, and we're not always going to get it right.
And you talked about the impact of the substitutes, and Ellis again pops up and comes on and gets one of those goals, and you just feel he's going to be one of those players that will do that on a regular basis. He score those goals.
Yeah, we hope so. He did last season for us, and he's a big character. But I thought all of them did. Again, mentioned Trippy, but yeah, MJ come on, just went under the radar, but did his job, and I think that's what we need, the players that come on and just do their job simply but effectively. And Tommy, I thought this week in training has been brilliant, and I was disappointed that I couldn't get him more time on the pitch, and that's what we'll be looking to do. But I thought he looks threatening, and his intensity was up there as well.
Just finally, you mentioned the fans. Lovely moment at the end there. Just I think the fans wanted that as much as everyone wanted that. It just feels like came at the right time, and it was the right result, deserved result. It was just a great moment for the fans as well.
Yeah, I feel like that. I feel obviously, I want to, talk about them as much as possible, but we've not heard any frustration from them. They understand now the way we play, and we want them on the edge of their seats all the time. And yeah, I was, especially pleased for them because it's off the mark now, so we've got to make sure that we build off it.
Conor Evans obviously coming in as his first start, your first signing of the summer as well. It feels like such a long time ago, and of course there have been 11 since. Brilliant, I thought, today.
Yeah, just a very, very good footballer. I think we could drop him in anywhere on that football field, and he's got an awareness about him. He's got an experience. He's got a calm about him as well. So no, really pleased. We were disappointed in pre-season. It was a bit of a brutal kind of clash. But he came off and he felt absolutely fine. And then the news was disappointing. But he's just got his head down. He's worked his socks off and really typified our performance today, which is pleasing.
He's got a good physicality about him as well, hasn't he?
He's got everything about him, really. He's got a good footballing brain, and he sees things, and he threatens all over. So he can run forward, he can nick a yard to the side of the player, he can come short, he can manipulate. So we just got to make sure that we look after him now and make sure that hopefully we'll get capped for next game. It's really important for us. But yeah, we've got to look after a few. But again, just emphasising building on that.
We spoke last week about Callum Hendry's opportunities in front of goal. Arguably, today's chance was harder than the previous two he's had in front of goal, but he took his goal really, really well, and it will mean an awful lot to him.
Yeah, I think you could see that when he scored. I think he works his socks off, and I never like to say to players that I want them to run less, because I'm all about making sure that you outwork, and when things are going against us, you just work harder. It's the only way. But with him, he's such a willing runner and fighter and battler. Sometimes he wants to help too much, and he just needs to stay and occupy the middle of the pitch and leave space. And I thought he did that really well today. Pleased for him to get his goal.
You said you might want to wrap some up for the next before the next game, and you picked up it's a physical game out there. Does having the game on Monday kind of help that with the extra 2 days of preparation?
Yeah, I think it's the same in that when you've had a good performance, same as when you've had a bad performance, you just want the next game. But it's important that we've got that time now, so we can have a little bit of mental downtime. And then when we come back, it's another huge game. We know how difficult it's going to be there. We don't have to talk about that yet. But no, it's important for the lads, and we've got some time on the training field, contact time with them that will really help us.
Mental downtime probably not something you can have, though, given that it's the final week of the transfer window.
Yeah, no, the off the field staff won't have any mental downtime, but the boys, yeah, like I say, the demands are so high on them in terms of that mental fatigue. They should come off games absolutely drained and needing that time to recover, which they've got now. But it's an important week for the club.
You're going to be busy, I imagine. What's this week going to look like for you, do you think?
Like the last couple of weeks, the chairman is very keen. He wants to give us everything we possibly can to be successful. So I know we're going to be meeting with him Monday and talking about the strategy moving forward. But yeah, I don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but it's going to be busy, I think.